Welcome to Coruzant Technologies, home of the Digital Executive Podcast.
Welcome to the Digital Executive. Today's guest is William Beauchamp. William Beauchamp is the founder and CEO of Chai Research, a high-growth tech startup, and founder of Seamless Capital, a profitable AI-driven hedge fund based in Cambridge, UK. Beauchamp founded Chai Research, the world's largest AI platform for entertainment, in 2021, with the mission to build the world's most entertaining conversational AI. The company has identified the exponential progress of language modeling and built a business around enabling content creators to build their own applications of these models. Well, good afternoon, Will. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Brian. Thanks for having me.
You bet. This is awesome. Thank you so much for making the time today and working with a great agency, Interdependence. I do appreciate working with those gals, but thank you again. We're going to jump right into the questions because you've got an amazing story and we want to share that with our global audience. Jumping in here, you began your career by starting an AI-driven hedge fund focused on algorithmic trading, and now you founded Chai Research. Maybe you could share with our audience the secret to your career growth and how it has inspired you to be where you're at today.
Okay, that's a great question. Let's start from the beginning. I'm from the UK. I was born in London, and at 18, I got into Cambridge University. And when I was there, they taught me maths, they taught me stats. And during my economics degree, I learned a lot about risk. At the end of it, I was given a choice. I could join a traditional quant trading firm, and I would be trading other people's money, or I could choose and take the risk to trade my own capital. I chose to take the risk and trade my own capital. Now, at first it was painful because I obviously lost money. As you learn, you lose money. But after a year, I began to make money. And then this was the seed that I just kept growing and growing and growing. So after 10 years of using AI to predict I used AI to predict the horse racing markets. And so I would use the AI, we'd gather all the data, feed it in, crunch the numbers, run the algorithms, and it would spit out a prediction on which horse was the most likely to win the race. We would then use algorithmic execution to place bets, and it made money. And so at the end of this 10-year period, this 10-year phase of my life, I was left with a company. It's called Seamless ML, and it's based in Cambridge. And there was like 10 really, really smart astrophysicists, quant researchers working alongside me. And the business was making $5 million a year. And this was another point when I had a choice. I had kind of reached the ceiling of this strategy. You can only make so much money betting on horses. So I could choose. I could take the low risk choice and just keep doing the same sort of thing. Or I could aim for something bigger and something better. And so at the time, GPT-2 had just been released, a very exciting technology. I thought it was where the future was at. And so it was at that moment that I decided to found Chai Research and start building our own language models. Does that answer your question?
Absolutely. I love that story and the fact that you jumped in. You know, a lot of people are at a crossroads and they have to make a choice in their life or their career. And it's interesting. I get to hear all these stories of these amazing guests like yourself on the show, explain how they went through that and taking risk. So I appreciate the share. Thanks again, Will. Switching gears, my second question here is chatbots have traditionally been used for customer service, troubleshooting, typically a bland application, right? How is Chai Research changing the general perception of chatbots and making them cool?
Fantastic question. So nowadays, there's a lot of interest, there's a lot of hype around AI language models, and especially since OpenAI released their ChatGPT. But 2 years ago, when I first started getting into this space, it wasn't like that. Everyone thought chatbots were boring. Everyone thought they weren't very cool. And I thought with the new technology, it didn't have to be that way. I thought with the new technology, someone could build a chatbot that was entertaining. And so what do? We had to start somewhere. And so OpenAI have the huge lead in this space. And they've published a lot of papers and they've shared a lot of code. And in all of this, they've kind of given away a lot of their secrets. And we sort of read through it and it was hard work and took us a long time. But we kind of picked it all apart and then put it back together, except for this time, rather than optimizing for accuracy or for factual correctness. We were just optimizing for something that we thought was entertaining. We wanted the bots to be fun, not factual. And so as we were kind of building this AI, we kind of released it to users, and the results were lightning. People loved our AI, the personalities that they had, the energy, it's as if they have emotions. And it's something that's totally unexpected. If you speak to ChatGPT, it's very, very useful, but it's not very fun. And so with this, when we first released our AI model to users, we did it through an app. We have an app, it's called Chai, you can download it. And yeah, users were able to build their own bots using our AI and just interact with it in a way that they wanted to, not in the way that OpenAI says is allowable under the terms and conditions of their API. So yeah, to bring it all the way back, it's like one half of the vision and the excitement around it is just this amazing technology and how we thought we could make it entertaining. And then the second half is just seeing the users' reactions. We now have over 100,000 daily active users. We're serving over 500 million messages a month. The demand is just crazy. And for us, it's just the beginning of the journey. We want to keep making this AI more and more entertaining. And we really think you can go a long, long way.
Awesome. Thank you. I think most people can relate to something that's fun versus boring, right? Whatever it is. And in fact, even learning, right? Learning is way better. People excel in that if they're having fun. So I appreciate the share. Question 3 here, Will. As a founder, how will you be part of where Chai Research is heading as you continue to develop the app and your technology further?
Another great question. So where do I see Chai Research heading? Where do I see AI heading? And then what's the role that I'm going to be playing? And for me, it's clear this AI is on an exponential trend, but you can't take it for granted that it's just going to happen by itself. It takes individuals to do the research. It takes individuals to do the work and individuals to keep pushing the technology forward. And so there's a lot of guys working in this space. We're the ones that want to push it forward for entertainment. We want to make it chatbots that anyone can talk to and they can have any conversation they want. I don't like it when there are restrictions on the way you're allowed to use. If you go on ChatGPT, you can ask it certain questions and the bot, it won't answer them. It says, I'm not allowed to discuss this. I read something the other day in the news saying that ChatGPT was woke because there's a lot of political questions you can ask it and it doesn't want to engage. It's not fun. Users, they want to build the bot. They want to have their own interactions and their own connections. And so there's so much exciting technology that's on the horizon that's just going to keep making these bots more and more powerful. The AI, right now, the AI has the intelligence of about an 8-year-old. Its mathematical reasoning is about that of an 8-year-old. And it's only just beginning. So how long until it has the reasoning abilities of an 18-year-old? At this point, you're not going to be able to tell the difference if you're talking to a human or an AI. So this is the future that we're trying to build.
Thank you, Will. I appreciate that. And you're right. You've covered quite a bit of ground here. We talk about the ethics, and I've seen some of the examples of ChatGPT today where it can be a little biased, right? Because it's being fed whatever it's being fed or whatever it's found or has access to. So I think that's something that we should, because this is only going to accelerate, whether it's it's going to be used for a lot of great things, but we have to, I think, keep things in check too. And that's just, again, my technical opinion on this, of course, but I do appreciate your share. This is your podcast. Will, last question of the evening here. Can you share something from your career experience that might be helpful for those looking to grow their career in entrepreneurship or AI tech?
Absolutely. If you're an entrepreneur and you want to get started and you want to start your own business, the most important thing is to seek out talented people who will open-mindedly argue. You want to build a company where the best ideas rise to the surface. A lot of people, they just hire the first people that come along, or they hire people that aren't open-minded, or they hire people that won't argue. If you can find a team of talented people who are excited about the mission and are willing to fight for it, and to argue with one another, you're going to get the best ideas. And as long as you are using the best ideas, they're not all going to work, but enough are going to fall the right way that the company's going to grow, the product's going to get better, and you're on the path of success. That's the first bit. The second bit of advice I'd give is every business is different. All face different challenges, but it's essential that one balance the frictions which arise out of rapid growth and yet fix the small problems before they grow into big ones. And then this creates a culture of excellence. Many companies will tolerate the small problems, but the small problems today are the big problems of tomorrow. Just because you're growing fast, it's not an excuse to lower the bar. These are the two things which have played a big role in Chai and its growth.
Will, thank you. I appreciate your perspective, your gems,
Pleasure.
as we would like to call them. Really, really do. And we've got a lot of entrepreneurs and technologists in our audience that certainly tune in and download and listen, whatever platform they're on. And we really enjoy this last question because it provides some insights for people that are up and comers. So, Will, it was a pleasure having you on today, and I look forward to speaking with you real soon.
All right. Thanks very much, Brian. Bye-bye.
Bye for now.